You are live. Do you agree? Hello, good people of the world, planet, World Wide Web. Back 7 o'clock, independent talk of a Wednesday, every Wednesday. God willing, 7 o'clock. Usual vibe from me. I just a few videos. Leave the space open for any questions. If anybody wants to comment on any of the videos, if anybody has any topics, questions, suggestions, anything like that, feel free to pop them into the comment section in the live chat there, and I'll check the comments as we go along. But other than that, yeah, I'll just pop along, just have my tea here. We'll start off. We light the candle, remembering all those gone before us and all those to come after us. So yeah, I got a comment on last week's video from a new viewer who enjoyed the content and said he looked forward to more, so that's good to hear. Very small numbers on my stuff, but that's okay. It's just an option for people. As I said, I'll play a few videos, present my face, speak about things, speak honestly about things, play a few videos, play a few songs, and hope to meet some men and women in the future as part of a movement of people who would like to reaffirm and reclaim the Irish Republic of 1919. That's the task, I believe. That's where I'm at. I hope you've been checking out the People's Party's letters that I've been doing, helping Gabriel out there, getting the word out, getting some information out, getting some facts of law out, some dates, lots of education for people in there if they're willing to listen. Lots of research. If you're like me, if you've always thought, how can the state get away with doing what they do? There must be something wrong. I believe it is the fact that the Irish Republic was created, a different jurisdiction was created on 24th of January 1919 after hundreds of years of oppression from the British Crown, the monarchy. And 1919 was the year where it became a reality in a lawful election. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And from that point on, it has really been suppressed and quelled. And I always wondered why the courts were so bad and why the services were so bad, why the mother and babies' homes was so sad, and why it was all allowed to happen. And I believe it's because the Crown never left. And that's where I'm at. And on national issues, I'm putting these videos out to educate myself and to educate others. Yeah, it's not really about me waffling and giving my personal opinion on things. I think by now most people understand where I'm coming from, and my message is long live the Irish Republic. And I suppose it's quite simple. From the day it was created, it was outlawed, and we're in the 33rd Dáil now. Significant number when they tried to take it back. So yeah, I'll play a few videos. If anybody wants to leave a comment in, that's it. I have my headphones here, so I listen to the tunes, which is this week properly instead of through the speaker. It's not so good. So yeah, that's really it. We'll pop the first video on now and we'll get moving. So yeah, much love to you. I hope you're well wherever you are. That's really it. In no particular order. No, we'll start off with a song. No, first of all, we'll start off with this.
I'm standing here outside Mountjoy Prison, and I've been told that I've been released. I've been here for 400 days consecutively, and 2 years of my life have been taken from me. It's a sad place, Mountjoy Prison. A lot of very genuine people who have been let down, I would say, by the state, by the government, and in some cases by the courts. A sad place. And when we have our courts in the state they are, that's not really a surprise. I was in the High Court for 40 minutes and making an application for the order of Judge Owens. The reason that was in Mountjoy Prison to be set aside, and laying out clearly how it was unconstitutional that Judge Owens made no examination whatsoever of whether that demand that I call somebody they was legitimate, the heart of the case. And in that hearing there was obfuscation by Judge Sanfey. He came out and he said it was about something that it wasn't. He said that what was before Owens was about procedure, when it was clearly stated that the issue before the board of the school was whether I would obey the direction of the principal. I likened it. I said to the judge, if the principal has said to me, you must jump out the first floor window, if that was her instruction, wouldn't the court have had to make an examination of that instruction? Wouldn't have had to look at it and see, was it legitimate? Judge Owens didn't do that. Judge Sanfey hasn't done that this morning. The court is again refusing to deal with it. We have a constitutional right in this country. I have a constitutional right to freely profess and practice my religion, to express freely my convictions and opinions. That's what this is all about, and the courts are still refusing to deal with the issue. It's important to remember this all goes back to the email that I got at 20 to 3 on the afternoon of the 9th of May 2022, when Principal Niamh McShane demanded that I call a male student, a boy in the school, by the they pronoun. That's how all this began. That demand was made of me. I was being compelled to accept and endorse transgenderism, a different belief, an anti-Christian belief, an anti-religious belief. But God made them male and female. He didn't make them they. It's a different belief.
Yes.
The court can say I'm a free man, but that's not true. I am not free. The court has refused. It's refusing to deal with the issue. It's refusing to rule on it. It's refusing to reinstate me, to give me my rights, to acknowledge that my constitutional rights were taken away wrongfully and that should never have happened. As Enoch has just said, he's obviously standing outside the gates of Mountjoy this afternoon. Enoch Burke is not a free man, and it's so important to emphasise that today. Enoch Burke is not a free man. And the judges have not come out this morning and said we were wrong, we trampled on the Constitution, we didn't uphold his constitutional rights. The very first day he came into court, his rights should have been vindicated. We were wrong, our hands are up. No, the court didn't do that. They've let him off. Because the school is on holidays. And what we have now is Enoch Burke with this hanging over his head. He's outside Mountjoy Prison, but he's not a free man, because as soon as he exercises his rights, the judge is dangling imprisonment before him. And I think that's it's a good analogy for the situation in our country now, where the nation is in fear and trembling of ideologies that are being forced upon us in schools and right across society, where you comply or you're punished, and that's not acceptable.
And the Department of Education are hoodwinking people. They're hoodwinking teachers, they're hoodwinking families, and coercing them and making them to believe that they have to accept and promote even transgender ideology, an ideology that's of the pit of hell, I would say. It's an anti-Christian ideology. It's the destruction of the youth of our country. And every teacher has a right to say no. That's what Enoch Burke said.
Yes.
And the judge is attempting to wash his hands, like Pontius Pilate did, to wash his hands of the guilt today, because he knows there's up on 2 months of holidays now, and people are questioning, people are asking questions. Why is this man in prison? So he's going to be the good guy today and tell him to get out of prison. But it suits him, How dare he? How dare he? Enoch Burke has constitutional rights. Every citizen of this country has constitutional rights. We are now being denied those rights by the courts. By the courts, we're denied those rights. And it's up to the people of the country to stand up for their rights. We have religious rights. We have rights, but they need to be stood up for. It's time the people got out and wrote their letters and get out on the streets and knock on the doors of the politicians who are silent in Dáil Éireann, while Norma Foley and the Department of Education forces this down the necks of every man, woman and child, parent and teacher.
And I would say to every teacher in this country, every teacher has a right to refuse to accept and endorse transgenderism, and a responsibility not to have something compelled and coerced upon them. Every teacher has that right. Every citizen in this country has a right to say, no, I will not be compelled to endorse something that is not my belief. I have that right.
As simple as that. When you break it down, when you cut through all the nonsense on the opinions, every man or woman has a right to say yes or no to everything. And there should be no repercussions to that. It's called freedom of choice. Enoch said it was quite sad in Mountjoy. I'd imagine it is. I think of Bridget Scanlon, who's still in there, I believe, and many others, victims. I was talking about this to my missus the other day. I've done 22 years in the drug treatment centre in Pearse Street. I've been dealing with broken people that have been let down by the state and abused by the state, born into dysfunctional families, hard from the start, mostly Irish people, and I've been around them for 22 years, white people, and most people would consider them, the usual things people say. And staff's empathy would wane over the years as well. That's something I noticed in the real world within the HSA at the time. And I even said it before they terminated my contract, so to speak. Empathy is a real thing. People lose it over time. And they live in a different world. So yeah, I worked with those people for 22 years. So I've seen, I suppose, lots of my people suffering. So I suppose that's what pushes me on, because most of it is systematic abuse, including my own flesh and blood and in-laws and stuff like that. And the list goes on and on and on. So I always wondered why. And I believe it's because we have the Crown still in charge, ultimately. Enoch was also talking about constitutional rights, and I'm going to play a video as well from Phoenix Park, from the Bunrock crew who are over there, because it's an interesting subject for people. It's definitely interesting for me, and yeah, I'll play it. If anything, it will bring you into the modern history and modern, hopefully then it'll bring you to modern law documents, certified documents and stuff like that. And that will bring you to the conclusion that the Irish Republic is on its knees. And most people, I think, don't even realise it's that bad. But yeah, constitutional right. Where I'd be at now is proclamation rights. Dáil Proclamation, superior law since 1919, since the ratification of the proclamation into law as superior rights above all man-made rights. I think that's where I need to be, and it's the message I need to be projecting. And that's it. That's my message. So yeah, 1937, for sure, a book came along and was created by politicians and political parties and churches and stuff, and a book came along. That's a fact. But these courts are, I believe, invalid courts, bar courts, and I think it muddies the water somewhat. Dáil proclamation is superior law of the Dáil, apparently 33rd Dáil at the moment, and that's the rights of the Irish, the ownership of the Irish and Ireland first and all that stuff. It's there in the proclamation, and man-made books and stuff like that do muddy the water somewhat, although I've been there and you do need to jump into the water and get amongst it. Let the water take you where you need to go, and that's it. Have faith and do what you feel you need to do. So my message to you is go off and read the Dáil Proclamation, the Irish Proclamation, the Irish Republic Proclamation of 1916 that was read out, and ratified into superior law on that day. Above all, man-made laws, including any books that come along after the fact. And that's where I'm at, and it's interesting for me to watch, but it's nice to see people getting into it anyway, because times are critical, and it does all tie in. There's just a little fracture in there of the Dáil Éireann Court being the bar court of the Irish Republic. And it's not active, and that's why all the sentences are so bad. That's why the corruption is so bad. We haven't got control of our courts. We haven't got our own courts. I've seen Irish men and women given criminal records for nothing. The inability to travel to different nations on holiday for leisure taken away over small things. I've seen police officers with my own eyes do some dark stuff in the courts. It's a dark place, and I think I know why. Because they're royal courts, always have been since 1919, since the day it was created. So that's why you get all these lenient sentences, and we've seen it around with sex crimes and rapes and murders, and you say, how does someone only get 4 years for that, or 2 years for that, or 1 year suspended for that? And people get locked up for 10 years for tax things and money, cutting a few corners on tax breaks and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there it is. It's a bar court, British bar court. So I go on anyway. Good evening, Alan. Good evening, Siobhan. Enoch Burke for president. Yeah, he's a good lad. He's someone with a bit of backbone. The proof is in the pudding. Integrity. Integrity is a big one with him, I suppose. But yeah, it's the faith. It's the right and wrong, good or bad. It's quite simple, really, when you break it down. Good or evil, yin or yang, blue or red, in terms of the American politics. And forgot what I was saying there. So anyway, we'll go on. I'll play another one. I'll play the one from the Phoenix Park anyway. We'll have a look at it. Shouldn't be too long tonight. The videos wouldn't upload for some reason, most of them. So we'll check this one out. There are a few though.
People gave to themselves this Constitution. This Constitution eradicated any oath to the Crown, and Ireland forged the way ahead for its independence, for her independence. But the Irish people were manipulated and coerced from very early on, and we seem to have taken our eye off the ball. We must now, more than ever, get to grips with our true constitutional position within this territory and state. Therefore, armed with knowledge and facts and the full canopy of law, we must demand judicial review of the government's executive powers and legislation that has been passed which is ultra-virus and therefore repugnant to the Constitution. This includes the EU Migration Pact, and the relevant public bodies with the powers vested in them must step up and prevent it from being proclamated and implemented into law. So for the past few years, we as a Bunrock Group have celebrated our Independence Day. And this year we were delighted to hear that somebody outside of the group, namely Dermot suggested a celebration after receiving his constitution, and we were glad to support. So it's great to see you all here today, and what a beautiful sight to see our county colours and to see our 32 counties represented and coming together to celebrate this very special day.
Yeah, an interesting, nice crowd at it. Nice vibe. On the money. On the money. Bar for me. Bar. The Bar Council. So yeah, I just scribbled down there as the lady was talking. You have been manipulated and coerced from very early on. I believe so. Before 1937. I believe. From the moment it was created. I believe. So yeah, that's nice to see. It's nice to see the tricolours. It's nice to see the dissatisfaction with the state. It's nice to see it all. But yeah, I believe the Shield of Armour is the superior law Dáil Proclamation, which is the founding document of the Irish Republic, created lawfully after the Easter Rising of 1916. That's just my belief. But come here, look at each to their own. Everybody's on a journey. That's it. Couldn't make it myself. Hard to get Monday 1 o'clock off. Yeah, well, that's it. You've been there before, Al. Anyway, you know the jizz, you know the jazz, you know the message. You know the message. My message is slightly different, and I fear the Irish people at this moment in history need to gather under an arrowhead or a shield of armour as a people, and I believe it's the Dáil Proclamation of the Irish Republic, ratified by the first Dáil. Pretty simple, one page. The civil service and all, De Valera and Fianna Fáil and the church and everybody created that book. But yeah, just remember that the proclamation is superior law above all man-made laws, and your rights are in the proclamation. Just have a read of it. It's a very beautiful document, actually. Very, very beautiful document. And on the day they changed jurisdiction from the Crown lawfully to the Dáil Éireann courts, which was then killed before they started. We've never seen them. And they're apparently invalid courts, which were never enacted in 1924 with an invalid commencement order. This book found its way through that system, and here we are. But it's still a good message. There's still lots of beauty in there. Yeah, you've been there, Al. So the more the merrier. Different people shooting on darts, trying to hit the bullseye, and yeah, it's all about information. And it's great to see people getting out and having that kind of assembly without a political party or anybody I suppose, controlling it. Just the message of the book. Obviously, there's people in the group who control the group, but yeah, it's nice to see people get behind something that is independent. But it's not independent of the bar courts. It's not independent of the civil servants. It was written by people, and we have imprescriptible rights in the proclamation, which can't be written over. No book can take over. And I believe it's that simple. And it's been, yeah, it is what it is. I'll play a video. I'll put my headphones on and listen to a song, which is like a song where we have, gonna have this one. Enjoy. Put my headphones in, give me 1 second. See how that goes. Still haven't got the mouse yet out. Now, enjoy.
No one else in the world could read that.
No. Well, it was only me and Christine, so we had to. We kind of knew what we were doing, and we had these block cards.
The block cards. I remember us talking about them. Yeah.
And then your melody at the end.
He stepped outside his door and listened to the air. The rain was falling all around, and he knew that she was near. She traveled many miles to see him, with everything to gain, and he had nothing left to lose, just his loneliness and pain. He took her bags into the bedroom where all was cut and dry. Her eyes were green when she was sad, felt a little blue inside. He lit a smoke up on a candle, and somewhere a sailor died. She said she didn't mind the smell and looked away as he blew the smoke aside. Whoa. She had no place to hide. She thought about her family and friends, hoped that she would see them soon again. Where an old piano glistened in the night. He dreamt he found a little boat and sailed away upon the tide.
Well, isn't that just glorious? I remember seeing Declan O'Rourke 20 years ago, I believe. Now he's doing a kind of a centenary tour or whatever, an anniversary tour of the album. That was in Whelan's, 25 years ago, I believe. Talented man, lovely tone to his voice, some lovely music. If you're into your music, check out his stuff. Galileo, Sarah, The Stars Over Kinvara, beautiful song. Check out John Spillane if you want as well. He's a good lad, lovely musician from Cork. Check him out. And yeah, it is a start, Siobhan. It is a start. It is a start. It is a start. Long live the Irish Republic. The United Tribes under 1916. I believe so, Al. I believe so. Under the proclamation. It's a beautiful, simple document. It says it all. There's no room for any confusion. Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully we get there. I'm throwing out the letters from the People's Party, and that's the message from the People's Party, which is hopefully something that will grow. I want to be, and I need to be, a part of a movement that's working as a way of life upon creating a message, an identity, a target, and with people power, democratically going after the head of the snake, lawfully eradicating the cancer from the nation, and being a beacon of light, which the proclamation was on that day in 1916. It was a beacon of light, and that's what they left us. We were at the Garden of Remembrance, and the poem was read out. Remember, remember us, the generation of the vision, not the vision, not the vision, the vision of the Irish Republic. That's where we are. We're supposed to be. We're supposed to be on the 33rd Dáil of the Irish Republic. And if we are, the founding document is the proclamation. And we need to reaffirm it. We need to grab it. And we need to go with it. Hopefully the Bunrock is a way of getting people to the core of the matter of saving the Irish Republic. It's getting people to understand it, but it's kind of taken away from the message a little bit, I suppose, from the proclamation, even though it's promoting it. To see, the system is very clever, the Crown and infiltration, and their generations at this, and I believe it was stolen from it was outlawed from the day it was created, lawfully, when the Irish Republic was created. I'm probably waffling here for people who aren't in so deep, so what I'll do is I'll play another song, and I'll make another cup of tea and come back to this. I haven't got too many videos. Hang on, from that comment off. I haven't got too many videos. Let me see how many I have left. They didn't want to go in, as I was saying earlier, so maybe any more long ones so I can make a cup of tea even. I have. It's not a song though. I play this one first just because it's just beautiful. Enjoy.
It's a long way to go.
Isn't that just beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? Lift your heart. If we'll catch on and people understand it more, yeah, 100%, 100%, and we mustn't become competition. People must find their way naturally through the information that's out there to where they need to be at this moment in history. And yeah, I'd rather you talking about the Bunrock than talking about deregistering, promoting people to step away. No. We need people to step up. And if you're going to use the Bunrock to do that, step forward. And we'll meet down the road, hopefully. But we need to head of the snake. And I believe Bunrock's after that as well. So that's good. That's good. It's a good message. It's a good message. But I believe it's the proclamation. And I believe the People's Party is the only political entity speaking this way, talking this way about the real issues. Head of the snake, taking the head of the snake off. No one really else is doing that, really, as a political entity, on the political landscape. There's no other entity talking this way. So that's why I'm doing the letters for them, because I believe the Irish Republic is under attack, and always has been, and it's been rightly. If you'll see with the UN Migration Pact and all that stuff, it's all about handing over the jurisdiction to Europe and the World Economic Forum. That's what the videos are about. So yeah, all null and void, all invalid, all untrue, lies and fraud. So apparently, if we reclaim the Irish Republic, all those contracts are all null and void. They weren't done through a lawful bar court, basically. So yeah, it can be day one again. It can be day one again. It could be the second dawn. It could be a special, historic moment. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. So that's the message. We need to eradicate the cancer, and we need to take control as a people. Talking common sense and talking honestly and openly, and delivering the message, saying what needs to be said, getting it done. And I believe we need that political entity. Yeah, a few people talking good stuff, but nobody really talking this way. So yeah, I'll play a song now and make a cup of tea and come back to this. It's definitely under attack. Oh, so you have to remember when the 1919 first day, not all the representatives who were elected were even there. Some were in prison. Yeah, they weren't there. So from that, even before its creation, it was under attack. But it was created lawfully, and the jurisdiction was changed. And that's what I believe. But yeah, it's under attack. Looking forward to that day, and I hope it happens sooner rather than later. We need a movement of people. It's that simple. Not in it for personal gain, but to save the collective, the nation, the tribe, the people, the heritage, the culture, the Irish Republic. Put the personal gain away for a while and worry about the collective, because that's who suffers. We remember Aisling Murphy and other sufferers in recent past. Where's these videos? I'm gonna get them now. I'll play a song. Oh no, it's not a song. It's Barry from Wake Up Era doing an information drop on the injections. Good information for people. Do not forget. You have to remember.
Hi guys, so we're here today outside Tala Hospital. They're in there. Hi guys, so we're here today outside Tala Hospital. They're in there playing lockdown, so we're outside here playing excess deaths and vaccine damage, because that is what's going on. It's been brilliant. We haven't been out in a few months since the referendum. Actually, Wake Up Ireland haven't been out, so it's brilliant to be back out. There's about 25 or 30 people after showing up here, so it's absolutely great. We've got all the roundabouts. If you just spin your phone around, Katrina, we have all the roundabouts covered. All the excesses have somebody on them there handing out leaflets. We brought 3,000 leaflets with us. We're giving 2 leaflets in each, so enough to give 1,500 people. We've only got about 150 left, so we're going to get rid of them all. That's absolutely brilliant. I was only expecting maybe we might give out 500 today. Great response from the public. I'd say 1 in 3 cars are taking them off us. Sometimes you can get in a row where 10 in a row will take them. So it's a much better response than I was expecting. But then again, we have to remember that it's a few months down the road now. People know vaccine injured people. They've lost the room on the COVID scam. People know now that COVID was not what they said it was. So we feel as though we have to come out hard now, that people will be more receptive to our message than they ever have been. So today we're giving out 2 leaflets. This is an excess deaths leaflet that we made a few months ago. Just on the header of the leaflet, I'll just show you here. It says 13,900 excess deaths in Ireland since 2021. It's actually now 18,500 excess deaths. Like, we made this leaflet a few months ago. We thought they were all handed out, but we found a box of them yesterday. So that's what we're giving out here today. I'm just going to read the leaflet out to you. Excess deaths are the number of deaths above the average for the same period in the previous 5 years. This is the global standard. It is the most basic and efficient method to monitor the overall health of the entire population. Leo Varadkar's statements on excess deaths. On the 22nd of January 2023, in reply to TD Andreas Moynihan, Leo Varadkar stated, It does seem that there has been an increase in excess deaths. Varadkar also said the likelihood is it is related to a number of factors. 6 months later, on the 11th of June 2023, TD Maddie McGrath requested a public debate on excess deaths. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar blocked his request, claiming excess deaths vary from year to year and there is nothing to see. Both of these statements, this is not on the flyer, both of these statements cannot be true. You can't say that there is excess deaths and then 6 months later say that there's no excess deaths. These two statements do not belong in the same room. So we're saying that Varadkar is lying. He's definitely lying. So just we've given a link down here as well to IrelandExcessDeaths.com, where you can see the charts, and these charts are up to date. We're more up to date than our flyer. They would have the last couple of months that we don't have on the leaflet. Several data experts have analysed General Register Office GRO annual reports and found that excess deaths have not varied much before 2019. This is what Varadkar said. Varadkar also said, look at the course of excess deaths over the last couple of years, that there isn't an increase. So there's actually in the public domain now, and a lot of people have this on their websites, the 2 different statements that Leo Varadkar has given to the Dáil. So it's not a conspiracy. Leo Varadkar has made 2 claims and both of them can't be right. So which one is it, Leo? When published death notices on the RIP website was analysed, they show that there is a staggering number of excess deaths in Éire from 2021 to the present that is way above the historical average, the historical 5-year GRO average deaths. In 2021, there was 14.8% or 4,700 excess deaths in RIP death notices. In 2022, it was 18.2% or 5,800 excess RIP.ie death notices. In 2023, it was 17.6%, and that was up until July. So we've given a link there to where you can see Leo Varadkar's different statements. The Taoiseach and the Minister of Health are consistently blocking calls for public debate. Why is there so little interest and not a full investigation into the cause of these premature deaths? And on the back of the leaflet there, and thanks to Ciarán Morrissey made this chart for us a good few months ago. It's just a little chart there. It only goes up to July 23 because that's when we made the leaflet. It says here on the bottom, since 2020, Irish TDs have submitted 15 parliamentary questions in Dáil Éireann, requesting details and an investigation into excess deaths in Éire. In many of the written replies to those questions, the Minister of Health has mentioned the Daily General Register Office, GRO, death data updates that he receives. However, he has failed to disclose that these figures are indicating a staggering number of excess deaths from 2021 to date. Then we've got some more links there, RIP.ie, RIP counties.ie/sources. So, that's the leaflet we're handing out today. We've also had, there's another leaflet on the back of it, which is our original Pfizer data leaflet that we made 2 years ago. This leaflet needs to be updated. So, I'm delighted to say that we are currently working on another excess deaths leaflet. It's not excess deaths, these are post-COVID-19 injection excess deaths. That's what they are. That's what we have to stop calling. That's what we have to start calling them. They're not just excess deaths. They only started after the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. So they're post-COVID-19 injection excess deaths. That's what these deaths are, and that's what we have to start calling them. We're also working on another leaflet just about the new information that's out from Pfizer, from Moderna, from J&J. We really need to inform the people of the newer information that's in the public domain. So I'll just say to everyone that came today, thank you very much. This has been a brilliant turnout for something at such short notice. The response from the public has been tremendous. We haven't got any abuse. The people that aren't engaging are just not looking at us. They're keeping the window rolled up. They're not rolling the window down anymore to shout abuse at us, because everybody knows on some level that they were sold something that wasn't true. Everybody knows somebody who's had their life completely and
Respect to Barry for that. Yes, the information is out there, whether you choose to take it in or not. It's up to you. I can't force it down your throat, you know. Gone are the days. But that's Barry from Wake Up Area doing good work. I've done all that stuff, reports and European medical license. Went through it all with the HSE a few years ago at the start of all that madness. No interest in taking and observing and listening and receiving information. Just glassy it's there doing the jobs. I mean, oh boy, now I believe for money ultimately, but control, power. It's not the government of the Irish Republic doing what that crew are doing right now, and they need to be ousted sooner rather than later. So I've got one more. I'll play it, and then we've the anthem. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this evening's. It was a pulling weeds today for a few hours. There's nothing more humbling than pulling weeds, man. You all need to pull some weeds in the real world, don't we, as well, I suppose. That's what we do.
People in charge of this country locked us in our homes, put a curfew in for months, banned weddings, banned funerals, banned Christmas, stopped us from seeing our loved ones, arrested or fined anyone who wouldn't comply, mandated a vaccine that doesn't work, mandated a mask that doesn't work. But to this day, they're not capable of showing the public evidence that it did work. Why? Because none of it worked. Other than dividing us, lying to us, scaring us, censoring thousands of good doctors, censoring millions with opposite views, destroying our world economy, and consolidating corporate and political power at the top. Tell me one good thing it did for us.
It got us to wake up.
Good stuff again. Not me talking, it's a man talking. Whether you choose to accept that information is up to you. They are just seeds. Sending out love. Be back next Wednesday. I had a few more videos, but they didn't come through. So yeah, long live the Irish Republic. Enjoy the anthem, listen to it, and then I'll come back and say Ihoa. Listen to it. Well, either what, I hope you enjoyed. Good night, Siobhan. Good night, Al. Sending love out to the Irish Republic. And all nations and all peoples of all nations. Much love and respect to all. Much love. Long live the Irish Republic. Be good. Much love.